the start list. British interest in this final for Lauren Steadman. But Natalie du Toit next to Louise Watkin for Great Britain. Du Toit, the world record holder, the Paralympic record holder, the defending Paralympic champion. What can Louise Watkin do? What can Lauren Steadman do? Well, Steadman's the 8th fastest qualifier, and here come all the finalists. Lane number 1, Elizabeth Stone representing the USA, stopped the clock in 65.59. 22 years of age, from the United States of America. Annabella Williams from Australia goes in lane 2, 65.47 to qualify, 24 years old. Now let's wait for the roar. There it is. Louise Watkin in 3 for Great Britain, 20 years of age. 104.63 to qualify in 3rd place from the heats this morning. Natalie du Toit, powerful swimmer from South Africa. The fastest qualifiers would be expected, 102.95 though. She did look good. Ellie Cole for Australia, 20 years of age. 2nd fastest qualifier, 104.58. Sarah Gascon goes in lane 6. Spanish competitor stopped the clock in 104.93. Gascon just 19 years old. Here's Lin Ping in 7 for China, the People's Republic of China, the youngest competitor in this final. She's 18. 1 minute 05.55. And there's the roar again. Steadman in 8. Lauren Steadman of Great Britain, 105.98. You can see how close it is, how tight for medals it is. But Natalie du Toit, a little bit out on her own, really. 2.5 seconds, slightly more than a 1.5 seconds clear of Ellie Cole in 5 from Australia. Ellie Cole overall, the 17th most successful swimmer in the pool here, has 4 medals and already has 2 gold medals. So all set, 2 lengths of the pool. The whistle goes for this, the women's 100 metres freestyle final, S9. Watkin away very nicely, a bullet through the air there. We can see the red hat fly very quickly, but look at the skills underwater and breakout of Williams at the top in lane number 2 for Australia, but going down at the bottom in the names of Lynn and Gascon are doing remarkably well. Gascon, Lynn, du Toit back in about 5th place at the moment, Watkin in about 4th. Steadman completely out the race at the moment, 30.37 for Lynn, Gascon 2nd, Cole is 3rd. Natalie du Toit still out of the picture. Watkin really trying to dig in. Gascon, Sarah Gascon having the swim of her life, but so too is Ellie Cole, 20 years of age from Australia. Cole now in the lead, been really chased by Gascon. Cole still leading. Natalie du Toit, the defending champion, just coming into the frame. Du Toit into the medals, but look at this for Cole from lane 6. 102 from lane 5, beg your pardon. 102.77. Ellie Cole, absolutely phenomenal. Turning 30.46. Only turned 3rd. Well, du Toit swam slower than she did this morning by nearly half a second. She came 2nd in the end, a silver medal for du Toit. Gascon dropped back to 3rd with a fast finishing du Toit. Let's watch the touch here for the silver. Gascon in 6, du Toit leading into that. Ellie Cole, another gold medal. Victory ceremony for the women's 100 metres freestyle S9 now.
Ladies and gentlemen, the victory ceremony for the women's 100-metre freestyle S9.
And there are the medalists. Gascon at the back of Spain. Du Toit there, leading out the medalists. And in the yellow of Australia, Cole did swim so well, beating the defending champion
the medals will
in
be
second place.
By a governing board member of the International Paralympic Committee, Mr. Alan Dixon. He is accompanied by the Chief Executive of Adeco UK and Ireland, Mr. Peter Searle. The winner of the bronze medal, representing Spain, Sarai Gascon.
There is Sarai Gascon, 19 years of age, blowing a kiss to the fans and her teammates and coaches. She was out quick, off the blocks quick in 0.78, turning 30.41. Turned second. Turned ahead of Natalie du Toit and Cole. Stopped the clock with 63.62 in the end. Sarai Gascon from Spain, the bronze medalist.
Representing South Africa, Natalie du Toit.
From South Africa, Natalie du Toit. Very popular ambassador of Paralympic sport, of Paralympic swimming. A famous face, of course, around the world. Famous face back home. Great advocate of and for Paralympic sport, Natalie du Toit.
Representing Australia, Ellie Cole.
So here's Ellie Cole for Australia. Turned third. Didn't get away quick off the starting blocks, but didn't she come through like a train? 62.77 was her performance time. No records for her tonight, but a huge gold medal, beating the defending champion. So now the national anthem of Australia. Cole, the gold medalist for Australia,
and medal winners.
embraces Natalie du Toit. and Sarah Gascon. Very respectful of each other and their successes in the pool.
Ichinosi in 2, Conkley in 3, Cole in 4, Smith in 5, Gray in 6 and Sims in 7. Cole is the Paralympic champion, the world champion. She already has 4 medals in Rio. The only gold is a relay gold. She'd love an individual gold medal. And she is the out-and-out favourite to take this event. Qualification time full 2.5 quicker than the rest of the field. And looking to test herself in this heat. We should be able to get a sense of how fresh she's feeling by how she swims this heat. She knows what the previous marks are. She knows she can go a lot faster than the qualification time set in the previous 2 heats. But will she send a message to the rest of the field, or swim within herself and just do enough to qualify amongst the quickest for the final? We will wait and see. Just a slight delay at the start there. Her world record time is 1:08.67, which she set at the World Championships in July last year. The Paralympic record was set in Beijing 8 years ago by Stephanie Dixon, 1:09.3 seconds. Well, Elizabeth Smith went very deep in the water and perhaps only just broke water just in time, it's fair to say. She's up with a half body length advantage over the rest of the field, but that is rapidly diminishing. Ellie Cole is finding her rhythm, stroking beautifully, looking very relaxed and almost looking as though she's doing it easy, even though she's overtaking Smith as they touch into the first turn.
Going into the first turn, it is indeed Ellie Cole of Australia who leads ahead of Elizabeth Smith. Third overall is Conkley of Hungary. South Africa's Gray is 4th quickest, but Ellie Cole is swimming well within herself here, not taking it out too hard. Elizabeth Smith alongside her. She's also, in the latter days of competition, started to look strong for the United States and is going along very nicely. Sims has fallen by the wayside. Conkley and Gray still in for a prospect of touching third in this race, but it's about Cole in front.
Well, Cole has had a easy looking swim. She'll qualify, well, equal fastest, would you believe, with the result from the second heat, 1:11.22. So for the second time today, we're seeing identical times swum across different heats. There's Ellie Cole's supporters there. She is the Paralympic and world champion. She's feeling good. Look at that. Looks very comfortable. So the winner of Heat 3, Ellie Cole from Australia. And touching in second was Elizabeth Smith. She had a great first 50, but just appeared to tire a little, and then her stroke slowed down considerably. The back end 50. You can see here she stayed underwater for a very long time indeed. And it wasn't long before Ellie Cole found her rhythm and really pushed towards the end of the first length, but just did what she needed to for the rest of the race.
Cole so strong flag to flag, but Elizabeth Smith with a great underwater, and she's very good off the start. Emily Gray, South Africa's 3-time Paralympian, finishing her Rio 2016 where it all started for her 8 years ago. Gray touches third fastest.
The final result from Heat 3, Ellie Cole, Elizabeth Smith and Emily Gray, the 3 quickest. So the lineup there, we see 1:11.22 for both Marquez Salto and Cole, Aston, Marin, Wang, Smith, Keane and Naufi from New Zealand has just snuck into the 8th position. Well, now for one of the more enticing and exciting races to round out the evening session, the final session on day 9 of the swimming competition at the Rio 2016 Paralympic Games. We have the women's 4x100 medley relay, 34 points. So teams can select the makeup of their combination by the classifications or the classification numbers of each swimmer. They must not add up to any more than 34 points. And the first team to be introduced is Japan, swimming in lane 1, Iki Airi, Mei Ichinoshi, Yuki Morishita and Mayumi Narita. So swimmers from S10, SB9, S9 and S5 classifications.
Going in lane 7 will be the Netherlands. Lisa Krieger, Lisa Den Braber, Cleo Keizer and Manon Vermarien are the swimmers that go with Krieger, the S10 swimmer. Den Braber, the SB7, will swim the breaststroke.
Representing Canada, Aurelia Rivard, S10 swimmer, Katarina Roxon, SB8, Danielle Doris, S8 and Morgan Bird, S8.
Going in lane 6, People's Republic of China, Song Ling Ling, an S6 swimmer, Zhang Meng, SB9, Zhu Jialing, and S10 swimmer in Chen Yi.
In lane 3, the United States are swimming with Hannah Aston, S9, Elizabeth Marks, an SB7 swimmer, Elizabeth Smith, S9, and Michelle Conkley, an S9.
Going in lane 5 for Australia, already a golden quartet in the 4x100 freestyle relay. Australia produced a golden quartet. They now changed that lineup slightly. Ellie Cole, Madeline Scott, Madison Elliott and Lakeisha Patterson represent Australia as they go in 5.
And the team from Great Britain will swim in lane 4. Alice Ty, Claire Cashmore, Stephanie Slater and Stephanie Millward. Ty in S10, Cashmore SB8, Slater S8 and Millward S8. The team from Great Britain had the quickest qualifying time. And Team GB do hold the world record, 4:46.21. Australia has the Paralympic record at 4:53.95. So the team from Great Britain qualified a second faster than Australia. Will swim from 4.
Well, Australia are going to be dangerous. Great Britain and Australia in the United States. If you work out the times of the swimmers who are competing in the individual legs, what you've got is Australia and Great Britain separated by basically 1/10 of a second. So it should be tight.
Japan, Canada, United States, Great Britain, Australia, China and the Netherlands. 7 teams competing. 4x100 medley relay, 34 points. Well, Australia has gotten away to a great start, but so has Japan and Canada, both swimming well early. In lane 2 is Aurelia Rivard, who's having such a fantastic time at the Rio 2016 Games. She's out and strongly has managed just to hit the lead. And also down in lane 7, the Netherlands, Lisa Kruger, having a great swim. Things are evening up a little as the swimmers approach the first turn. For Australia, it's Ellie Cole, who's fresh from winning a gold medal this evening is just off the pace at the moment. It's Great Britain possibly that touched in first. No, it was Canada. Aurelia Rivard, 33.45 was the first split.
And you wouldn't say she is strongest in the backstroke overall, Aurelia Rivard, but what she is a quality all-round swimmer. In Canada, they don't quite have somebody who will be able to make up time in the backstroke. There's indeed the time they might lose on her not swimming the free. But at the moment, it is Great Britain currently lying off the shoulder of Australia, second over third. But Rivard is going to just touch first, I suspect, for Canada. Going in lane 7, though, the Netherlands through Krieger looking very good. Netherlands fourth to get into the pool, but going in lane 2, it is Canada who are still in the lead. Roxon into the breaststroke, though. She won her classification breaststroke, but I suspect Great Britain and Australia will challenge a push now through Madeline Scott in particular, who's already celebrated some success at Rio 2016. Scott is going very strong in this breaststroke as the SB9 swimmer alongside Cashmore for Great Britain.
So Madeline Scott will touch in before Great Britain and Canada at the turn, and Claire Cashmore staying with Madeline Scott for the moment across the lane ropes. It's Katarina Roxon swimming for Canada, but it's 1 to Australia at this early stage, 2 to Great Britain, 3 to Canada. The other teams trailing by quite a bit now. The United States has fallen well off the pace, but we know they'll bring it home strongly with Michelle Conkerly, but she will have a big task at head come the freestyle leg. Ellie Madison Scott is going so well, and she's had a great final 25 of the breaststroke leg.
Well, this is going to be a great shootout, because what you got is you got Slater against Elliott and you got Millwood against Patterson. So an opportunity perhaps for a few swimmers to settle some rivalries in the pool. That's a brilliant start from Stephanie Slater, though, off the blocks. Australia touched well ahead, and the underwater and streamline from Slater was superb. She uses that dolphin kick so effectively, but doesn't quite have enough in the back end sometimes in races. But if she can produce a race in which she can maintain the intensity throughout, Great Britain might very well be leading by the time they get to the back end in this 4x100 medley relay. So it's 2 lengths of the pool for the swimmers in each of the strokes. Slater touches only 0.22 seconds, well, actually ahead of Australia now. So Slater, with a phenomenal opening 50 in this leg, has overtaken Elliott in the pool in this fly stroke, but Patterson will swim the free against Millwood. It's going to be very close between these two. The battle for bronze sees, at the moment, Canada still holding on. The United States coming back through Elizabeth Smith, while going in lane 6, People's Republic of China through Xu Jialing are trying to battle in the medal position, because they've got a S10 swimmer in Chen Yi to swim the last leg. So Great Britain in the pool, as Slater hands to Millwood and Elliott hands to Patterson. It's nearly a 1.5 second lead, but Lakeisha Patterson is confident, and she will really challenge in this closing 100.
Well, Lakeisha Patterson does have a big task at hand. Stephanie Millwood is swimming so strongly. The real battle that is on now is for the bronze medal position. That's really emerging. The athletes battling for bronze still have about 75 metres yet to swim, but Great Britain's Stephanie Millwood is continuing to lead this race. Australia trailing at the moment. Lakeisha Patterson doing her best, but still just about half a body length back.
Lakeisha Patterson desperately trying to claw her way back in the pool. It looks like Millwood is swimming well ahead of world record pace here as well. Patterson is making up some ground. Has Millwood got enough in the back end to hold on to it? She's still on world record pace, but look at the way Patterson is coming back. She's going to run out of pool, though. Great Britain is going to claim this. The battle for bronze is looking good in lane 3 for USA, but GB is going to win it. Great Britain touched for gold in world record time ahead of Australia. USA will claim the silver as Michelle Conkerly brings it home. 3rd overall, 4th place to the People's Republic of China, and Great Britain get to celebrate a victory over their great rivals Australia in this event. Touching 5th is Canada, who lost it in the final 2 legs. Stephanie Millwood brings it home for Great Britain after a lead-off by Alice Tai, Claire Cashmore, Stephanie Slater, and then Millwood. Netherlands come home 6th, and Japan will come home 7th.
Well, the United States seemingly came from nowhere. Michelle Conkerly, as expected, an incredibly strong swim, but they were trailing by so much. I actually didn't think they were going to be in the bronze medal contention, and they've managed to pull it together in the final leg. Great Britain, world record time, 4:45.23 is the new mark. And 4:45.85, so there was only just over half a second in at Australia in the silver medal position, and the United States in 4:50.34, so 5 seconds back, taking the bronze medal.
Well, in the end, there was 0.6 in it. Great Britain swimming a world record time to claim the gold in this race. It's all about tactics. It's deciding who's going to swim the fastest time cumulatively without exceeding the 34-point barrier when you add up the classification points in the respective strokes. Australia and Great Britain just about even on paper coming into this race, and certainly they looked pretty good to finish neck and neck. In the end, it came down to 0.6 of a second that would separate them. But it was an incredible swim by Stephanie Slater. Claire Cashmore really put in a hard, strong second leg, but Stephanie Slater with a third leg virtually decided it as she went head-to-head with Madison Elliott in the pool and the fly. And indeed, Millward was left with the opportunity to bring it home. Lakeisha Patterson, too much to do. And Great Britain are champions of the women's 4x100 medley relay, 34 points. The USA, a fine swim, with Conkerly finishing to see them home to bronze, coming seemingly out of nowhere over that last 100.
People have so many different physicalities in the Paralympics compared to Olympics. In the Olympics, all the bodies look the same. And then in the Paralympics, none of the bodies look the same. It is absolutely petrifying, the moment before you race at the Paralympics.
Take your marks.
That cold water hits you and you think, this is it. This next minute is probably going to be the biggest minute of my entire life. I want as many people in the world to see the Paralympics as possible, because if my parents had known about the Paralympics back when I was 3 years old, they would have had so much more hope in what people with disabilities can do. I've grown up being a Paralympian, and for years I've been telling stories about so many of the incredible athletes, but to see exactly what I feel on Netflix of all things, I don't have a word. I felt very emotional seeing some of my home footage because I had never seen some of that footage before, and it brought back a lot of emotion, particularly around when I had cancer and around how proud I was to swim for my family. I remember when I turned the documentary off, I just sat in silence and thought about how many of the athletes and how many of their stories that I haven't even heard. And I know it's in the thousands. And so I was so inspired, and I know I will be inspired by so many more of the athletes in the future. It made me really proud of our Paralympic history, and that we as athletes have been built on a foundation of so many other athletes that have been told time and time again that they were never going to be athletes, and they just didn't listen. I'm proud that we as Paralympians can provide so much inspiration and motivation to the world, and that we are changing what it means to be different. So, why wouldn't you be proud of that? So one of the things that I love about Rising Phoenix is that it is such a multi-dimensional film. It not only features the stories of the 9 athletes, but it creates discussion around things such as disability and inclusion and equality, And this comes in a time where we all just want our stories heard. Regardless of our background, this story is about overcoming the odds and releasing all of that limitless human potential that we all have. And even more importantly, to celebrate the triumphs and a lot of the triumphs that have happened through tragedy. This is what the Paralympics is all about, and Rising Phoenix has captured that perfectly.
There are two options to look at something. You can either look at the negative side of it or you can look at the positive side of it. And that's the thing that makes the biggest difference. I think that's been one of the biggest lessons that I've learned, for sure.
Hey Who I Am fans, it's season 1 Paralympic swimmer Ellie Cole here. The last few weeks have obviously been very difficult for everybody, in particular the people of Japan, having our Tokyo 2020 Paralympic Games postponed. It was not an ideal situation at all, and a situation that I think none of us expected would ever happen. But one great thing about Paralympic athletes is that we're used to the blows, we're used to the punches, and we just keep going no matter what. I've been keeping very busy over the last couple of weeks, learning new skills such as things like how to cook. So every day I've been doing my shoulder exercises, and that's just to keep my shoulders conditioned so that when I go back to the pool, I don't have a high injury risk. So I've just been doing that with my TheraBands, just doing some external rotations like this, and internal rotations, just keeping the shoulders conditioned and doing as much as we can while we don't have access to the pool really. So for me, I'm really looking forward to racing in Tokyo next year. I know it's going to be such a wonderful games. I'm really looking forward just to seeing the crowds, seeing everybody supporting each other, and just getting around what sport really means. And I think during these really difficult times, but it doesn't matter, they're still going to try and put their best foot forward. So really looking forward to seeing that. For the best games.